Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. First off, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahahakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with 144,000, the rest of the 1/3. Shalom, shalom. I'm the brother Ha'amayan from the Great Millstone, Columbia, Georgia Church. Just coming right back with a quick, edifying, and exhorting lesson, Abaratazah. The Motb is the Rfid hill. The Motb is the Rfid hill. Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, you have to look up these words. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. This talk about what? People, man. No matter your status, no matter your class. It's talking about people. Because it's going to be worldwide on a global scale, and this prophecy has to come to pass first before World War III hit its peak. We see World War III brewing up like an MF, but that should let you know also that the Motb is soon to be mandated. So we have to keep our eyes on prophecy. That's why Sirach 39:1, Ecclesiastes chapter 39 verse 1 says what? But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies, man. So we have to give our mind, we have to be glued to this, locked in, looking for the signs, because it's not us that's going to deliver ourselves. It's not us that's going to get us through these hard times. It's not us that's going to resist that Motb. It's going to be the will, Abaratazah, Father will, is going to be of Yahweh Shema Shai's will, the Lord's will, that we, stay diligent, resist it, keep the faith, endure to the end. We as messengers have to warn and feed the sheep, because it's a consequence for receiving that MARK, that Motb, which is the RFID here, radio frequency identification. Now let me back that up with another precept real quick. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know. And why did it say that? Because Sirach 39:1, but he that give his mind to the law of the Most High shall be occupied in the meditation thereof, and will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient Salaki, and be occupied in prophecies. That's why you have no need that I write unto you. That's what Apostle Paul is saying, because for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. We just want to keep that shaman, that oil. We want to keep that oil, man. We want to keep that oil. Keep going. Stay fervent for Yahweh Shema Shai, pacing ourselves, because I'm a young man in this thing, but still want to be occupied in prophecy, man. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Salaki, as travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape, man. See, a lot of people think this ain't gonna come to pass. They don't think that small device is gonna be inserted into people. And I'm not done with Revelation 13, because we're gonna dive into that and break that down. You got to touch on that subject, man. Just think about how people tweaking out, bugging out, not having faith, not wanting to wait on Yahweh Shema Shai. What you think gonna happen in that day when this Motb RFID he'll get made mandatory? When you lose your job, you lose your home. Your woman or your child or your children get tired, and they don't want to wait a day or two or three for food. That little small baby you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about them things, man. Are we really ready to be outcasted from society, demonized, ostracized? Are we ready for that? Why we got to count the cost, man? Because the penalty for not taking that, you're gonna be put to death or outcasted, man. For you to go back to normality in society, you're gonna have to be a part of this beast system and take that mark. That MARK, which is that RFID here, man, because that's that NWO, that New World Order. That's their agenda. That's the elite's agenda, and it's gonna be on a global scale. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. You are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep. It is talking about going in your bed, going to bed at a decent time, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, getting up at 5, 6 in the morning. No, this is talking about let us not sleep, going back into a spiritual slump, being in a spiritual dead state of mind, docile, bamboozled, lost in the sauce, you name it. We want to be attentive, vigilant, alert, cognizant, because this is going to happen. Why? Because our power is a power that he should not lie. If he said it, it's going to happen. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Watch goes into the Hebrew word shamar, man. We want to watch, man. want to be serious minded, locked in, being circumspect. So let's go back to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Look up this word mark, which goes into charagma, a stamp and imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, which is many Antichrists. The mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpture, graven work. It says a scratch or etching, a stamp as a badge of servitude. So this is physical. That device, man, that small little device. Okay. Then you go to the root word of karama. It goes into karax, which goes into what? A pale or a stake or a palisade. It says from root word to sharpen to a point, aching through the idea of scratching, a pale, a stake, or a palisade. So this is the delivery system, what they're going to use to insert that karagma into you. The delivery system, what they're going to use to, like I said, insert that into you, man. Whether your right hand, because you got the brain, CHIP. Look at Elon Musk and I forgot what China called it. I forgot. I can't think right now about it. But this is prophecy, man. This ain't no fairy tale. This is prophecy. And why a lot of people who they pervert it, they're purposely perverting the doctrine or just being willfully ignorant, you're gonna pay for that, man. You have to be, unless you repent and be converted. But we have to tell you what this is, man, because I myself hope and pray that I don't be a part of taking that, man. Hell no. I'd rather die. I'd rather suffer for Yahweh Shema Shai's sake, get my head chopped off if that's my lot, or be on the run and while the Lord work a miraculous work, man. So you go into the root word of karatz. Like I said, this is the delivery system. You goes into grapho, and it goes into to write reference, to write down to your records, man, your information. All your information is gonna be on that RFID here, man. Like, think about how diabolical that is, man, for somebody, because really they want to be like the Most High, but they're just base men. Speaking of the Adawam, the Edomites, man, self-proclaimed white man. It says, and that no man, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. See? So you ain't gonna be able to buy, sell, trade unless you got that karagma. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding see how important it is to have the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit. Think about the Ethiopian eunuch with Philip. He said, how can I let some man teach me, guide me? When he was reading Isaiah. So you got to be taught. You got to be, you need teachers, man. I myself, although I'm teaching on this lesson, I'm still a student. I still need my teachers from the apostles, elders on down, to camp heads and leaders and elders and bishops, and the list goes on, man. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600, 606, which is 666, which goes into Kaisai stigma. And when you go into that, you look up the root word stigma, and what does it says? A mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And they were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. Strong's definition: to stick, prick, a mark incised or punched for recognition of ownership. You know, that stigma. So you take that, man. You saying you belong to this beast system, and you're worshiping Esau Edom. You worshiping Satan, because we know who he served. He's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. We're worshiping Yahweh Baal Shem Shai. Therefore, we're going to have to let our faith be shown, not only just now, but especially in those days to come, because it's going to be rougher, tougher, harder than now. So it's a must that we stay locked in, diligent, sincere, prayed up, and not just talking about it, man, really being about what we about to get ready to go through, man. Some of us going to have to literally lay our life down for Yahweh Baal Shem Shai. And let that be my lot. Hey, Ratazah Kahaya Aisha. Yahweh Baal Shem Shai, Ratazah Kahaya Aisha. Your will be done, not mine. You know, so let's get the consequence for it. Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So America is going to be melted, man, with by thermonuclear fire. Salaki, excuse me. You got 200 million warheads coming out of those ICBMs, you know. And we don't want that smoke, man. Scary thing about it is, one big scary thing is that it goes back to predestination. You know, we can't make ourselves a part of the Lord's remnant. 2/3 can't make itself a 2/3. The Lord's elect didn't make themselves the elect, whoever they may be. We're just in fear, trembling, hoping that we're part of the Lord's remnant, man. You know, so you have to know what that Motb is, man. It's the Rfid here, man. Okay. So, hey, Abaratazai, this was an edifying lesson. You know, some quick through the spirit. You know, just wanted to touch on that subject, man. So I'm about to get back to the plantation. You know, so Abaratazai, like I said, it was edifying to the Lord's sincere sheep and believers. I would like to close out by giving all glory, honor, and infinite praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rechaha Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect. Till the next time, Kwam Yasha Allah, keep the faith, Shalom, Lahabacha'aryam, to the elect, Shalom.